They're going to make mistakes sometimes. ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or, they're dealing with rough people.
When the president says that that mistakes have been made, my thought on that is that, well, of course there have been mistakes made, because you're always going to have mistakes made in law enforcement. But the number one way where we could lower the mistakes that are happening, at least with our immigration enforcement, is to have local jurisdictions that are cooperating with us.
JD Vance just threw Donald Trump under bus in most devastating way possible, and what he admitted publicly is absolutely catastrophic for Trump's presidency. Vice President traveled across country this week supposedly defending Trump's agenda, went to Toledo, Ohio, went to Minneapolis, Minnesota, attended March for Life event, and everywhere he went, JD admitted Trump is failing, said economy is like Titanic that can't be turned around overnight, told anti-abortion crowd they're not moving fast enough, acknowledged people think administration isn't delivering. That's Trump's own vice president saying presidency is disaster, saying promises aren't being kept, saying supporters are frustrated and angry, and JD doing it on camera, in public speeches, for everyone to hear. That's admission of total failure. That's throwing Trump under bus while pretending to defend him. Make sure you're subscribed to John Brown Show, because what I'm about to walk you through explains everything. All right, let's get into what JD actually said, because these admissions are devastating. First stop was Toledo, where JD was supposed to talk about economy, supposed to defend Trump's economic record, supposed to convince voters things are improving, and instead JD compared American economy to Titanic. Said you can't turn Titanic around overnight. It takes time to fix what was broken. That's Trump's vice president using worst possible metaphor. Titanic sank. Everyone died. It's symbol of catastrophic failure. And JD saying that's American economy under Trump. Share this video with everyone you know, because think about messaging disaster. Your vice president trying to defend administration's economic policies, and you tell voters economy is like ship that's heading toward iceberg. That can't change course quickly. That's doomed unless something dramatic happens. That's not defense. That's admission. That's JD telling truth accidentally. Economy is failing. Trump's policies aren't working. And there's no quick fix coming. Think about what that means. Trump promised during campaign that he'd fix economy immediately, cut energy prices in half within 12 months, bring down inflation, make America affordable again. Those were specific pledges, with timelines, within 1 year of taking office, and now his own vice president is saying, actually, no, we can't do that. Economy is Titanic. Can't turn it around overnight. That's contradicting everything Trump promised. That's admitting to voters they were lied to. And then JD went to March for Life event, gathering of anti-abortion activists who put Trump in office specifically to ban abortion nationwide. And JD had to address what he called elephant in room. Said he knows many of them think not enough progress has been made, that administration isn't moving fast enough, that politics have failed to answer their call. That's vice president telling Trump's base they're right to be disappointed, right to be frustrated, right to think administration is failing them. Make sure you're subscribed to John Brown Show, because JD tried to frame this as honest debate within movement. Said these conversations help keep people like him honest. But what he's really doing is admitting Trump isn't delivering. Promised these voters he'd ban abortion. Promised he'd appoint justices who'd overturn Roe, which happened. But now they want federal ban, want enforcement, want Trump to go further. And JD saying, we hear you. We understand you're frustrated. Translation is, we're not doing what you want. We're failing you. Be patient. Even Laura Loomer attacked JD over this. Trump cheerleader who defends everything Trump does. And she said, why is GOP pushing abortion messaging in midterm election year? Didn't they learn from 2018? Trump doesn't like when GOP focuses on abortion. How many times does he have to say this? Trump gets it. GOP will blow midterms. That's MAGA attacking MAGA. That's Trump's own supporters saying JD is sabotaging them by admitting what they're actually doing. Think about what JD revealed. Trump's team knows abortion focus loses elections, knows voters rejected it in 2018, in 2020, in 2022, in 2024 state referendums. Every time abortion is on ballot, Republicans lose. So Trump tries to avoid topic, pretends he's moderate, claims he left it to states. But JD going to March for Life and validating their concerns, admitting administration supports their goals, just not delivering fast enough. That reminds voters Trump is anti-abortion extremist, that he will push bans, that electing Republicans means losing reproductive rights. And JD's response to Loomer was even worse. Said Trump literally sent video to March for Life and encouraged him to accept invitation. So Trump can't claim JD went rogue, can't say Vice President doesn't speak for him. Because Trump sent video, told JD to go, approved the message, that ties Trump directly to admission that base is frustrated, that progress isn't happening, that administration is failing to deliver. And then JD went to Minneapolis, scene of massive protests against ICE, against Trump's immigration crackdown, against federal agents terrorizing communities. And JD told Minnesota officials, just help us find sex offenders, tell us where they live, make this easier. That's Vice President admitting ICE operations are chaotic, that they're not targeted, that they need local help because federal government doesn't know what it's doing. Think about what JD admitted there. If ICE was competently run, if they had good intelligence, if they knew who they were looking for and where to find them, they wouldn't need local officials to tell them. They'd have that information already. By asking for help, JD is confessing ICE is operating blindly, rounding people up without proper planning, creating chaos, and then blaming local Democrats for not cleaning up their mess. And when JD said, if we're trying to find offender, just tell us where he lives, everyone responded same way. Check 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Check Mar-a-Lago. Check Trump's circle first. Because Trump's connected to Epstein, to Maxwell, to child sex trafficking ring, and his administration is hiding files, violating transparency law, protecting friends instead of prosecuting predators. So JD asking Democrats to help find sex offenders while Trump covers for them is peak hypocrisy. Share this with your friends because JD's messaging disasters this week weren't accidents. They're symptoms of deeper problem. Trump's presidency is failing. Policies aren't working, promises aren't being kept, base is angry, and Vice President has to go out and acknowledge it. Has to tell supporters be patient, has to admit economy is sinking ship, has to confess progress is too slow, because denying reality completely would be even worse. Think about political position that puts Trump in. Vice President supposed to amplify President's message, supposed to defend record, supposed to energize base. Instead, JD is validating criticisms, admitting failures, using terrible metaphors that make situations sound worse. And Trump can't fire him, can't publicly disagree, because JD is saying what everyone already knows, that presidency is disaster, and pretending otherwise would destroy remaining credibility. An economic reality backs up JD's Titanic metaphor. Trump promised energy prices cut in half within 12 months, made that pledge repeatedly at rallies, within 1 year of taking office. Mark it down. Get angry at me if I don't do it. Specific timeline, clear commitment, and we're past that deadline now. Energy prices haven't dropped by half. Some have actually increased. Trump broke promise, and JD has to explain it, has to make excuses, has to say turning ship around takes time. MAGA Congressman Troy Niels gave even more embarrassing defense. Reporter asked him about Trump's broken promise on energy prices, and Niels said, well, energy is several things. Gas is down. Other things are down. There's instability globally. Venezuela has oil issues. Lots of fluctuations. Give Trump time. If Congress follows his lead, you'll see energy prices reduced by 15%. That's Republican congressmen lowering expectations from 50% cut to 15%, and still saying it's future promise, not current achievement. Think about what that reveals. Trump's own party members know he can't deliver what he promised, so they're quietly revising targets, blaming external factors, asking for more time, and hoping voters don't notice they were lied to. But JD using Titanic metaphor makes it impossible not to notice, makes failure explicit, makes broken promises undeniable. Economist Justin Wolfers explained exactly why Trump's economy is failing, said this might be first ever economic downturn caused by incompetence, that usually recessions happen because of external shocks, financial crisis, pandemic, war, But this is just Trump making terrible decisions, creating uncertainty, undermining institutions, destroying trust, and causing economic wolfers said almost everything coming out of White House is lie. If it's true, it's mere accident. President lies. Treasury Secretary lies. Commerce Secretary is relentless liar. Press Secretary lies constantly. Cannot trust anything they say. That's economist with decades of experience saying Trump administration has no credibility, that their economic claims are propaganda, not reality. Think about what happens when you can't trust government, when businesses don't know what rules will be tomorrow, when trade agreements get ripped up Friday and restored Thursday, when president threatens allies with tariffs over territory disputes, when CEO walks into White House meeting and loses 10% of company value. That creates chaos, destroys confidence, prevents investment, kills growth, and that's exactly what Trump is doing. And institutions are foundation of prosperity, rule of law, respect for contracts, independent central bank, reliable statistics, predictable government. Those are what make countries rich, what separate developed economies from poor ones. And Trump is destroying all of it, trying to fire Fed officials, attacking statistics agencies, defying court orders, politicizing Justice Department, making government unpredictable and unreliable. Wolfers said damage won't show up in next quarter GDP. Will show up decade from now, in companies that were never founded, entrepreneurs who couldn't afford education, immigrants with great ideas who stayed home, next Google or OpenAI that gets invented somewhere else, future opportunities lost. Kids will feel it in jobs that don't exist, technologies never developed, prosperity that never materializes. Think about what that means for JD's Titanic metaphor. Ship isn't just turning slowly, it's sinking. Trump's policies are creating permanent damage, undermining foundations, destroying institutions, and by time everyone realizes how bad it is, we'll be underwater. That's why JD admitted economy is Titanic, because he knows it's true, knows Trump is driving country toward disaster, and can't pretend otherwise anymore. Consumer confidence at lowest levels ever recorded. Worse than COVID lockdowns, worse than Great Recession, worse than any previous crisis. People are terrified, businesses are paralyzed, economy is contracting, and Trump promised exact opposite. Promised prosperity, promised growth, promised America would be winning so much we'd get tired of winning. Share this with everyone because manufacturing in recession. Jobs growth stalled, unemployment rising, inflation still above target, trade wars escalating, allies abandoning us. And Trump's response is lie about it. Claim everything is great. Attack anyone who points out problems. While JD goes around admitting we're Titanic that can't turn around, that's contradictory messaging, that's administration fighting itself, that's complete failure. Think about political implications. Midterm elections coming, Republicans worried about losing seats, Trump's approval tanking, every policy failing, base frustrated, opposition energized, and vice president out there saying we're not delivering fast enough, economy is sinking ship, progress is too slow, that's not how you win elections, that's how you get destroyed. And JD even acknowledged it, said elephant in room is people don't think we're doing enough. That's admission supporters are abandoning him. That coalition is fracturing, that political foundation is crumbling, because when your own base is publicly frustrated, when your vice president has to address their disappointment, when you're making excuses, instead of celebrating achievements, you're losing. JD Vance threw Trump under bus by admitting presidency is total failure. Compared economy to Titanic that can't turn around overnight. Told March for Life crowd administration isn't moving fast enough to ban abortion nationwide. Asked Minnesota officials to help ICE find targets because federal operations are chaotic. Trump promised energy prices cut by half within 12 months, but broke that promise. Consumer confidence at record lows, worse than any crisis. Economist Justin Wolfers says Trump causing first recession from pure incompetence by destroying institutions, undermining trust, creating chaos. Manufacturing in recession, jobs stalled, unemployment rising. JD admitting supporters are frustrated, progress is too slow, promises aren't being kept. MAGA even attacking JD, saying abortion focus will blow midterms. Trump can't fire vice president who's telling truth about failure. This story continues. Stay tuned.